Good morning to all. I welcome everyone for the third day, second session. I welcome our chief guest, resource person, Ms. Sasiprabha ma'am, professional trainer, counselor, and senior professor. It is a great honor of introducing her in this forum. She started her career as Bachelor of Commerce from Bharatiya University in the year 1994. She She completed her Master of Commerce from Annamalai University in the year 1997. After that, she completed Master of Physiology from Madurai Kamaraj University in the year 1999 and ca- completed her Master of Psychology from Tamil Nadu Open University in the year 2010. After completion, she started her career as a school teacher from in St. Joseph Boys Higher Secondary School in the year 1995 to 1997. After that, she joined as a senior lecturer in PKR Arts and Science College for Women from 1997 to 2004. After that, she started her career as an HR trainer in SSM College of Engineering from 2005 to 2007. After that, she joined as a lecturer in KSR College of Arts and Science from 2007 to 2008. After that, she joined as a training head for Careers Junction in the year 2007 to 2008. And she is a founder and director for SIRPI Training Counseling Center from 2009 to till date. And also she is a student welfare officer in Department of Commerce from June 2017 to May 2021. She has given many training sessions for various colleges like Sri Vasavi College of Arts and Science, RVS College for Education, SNS College of Engineering Coimbatore, Sassuri Academy of Engineering Annur, Kongunadu College, Coimbatore, GU Pope College of Engineering Tuticorin, GB Academy Gopi, Mutayamal College of Engineering Rasipuram, Sri JS CAS, Coimbatore, Sengundar College of Engineering, Trichangot, GRD College of Science, Coimbatore, Nanda College of Technology, Amman Arts and Science College, PHG College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, and many colleges. And she has given many faculty development programs in various colleges like NGP Arts and Science, SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, and KSR Matriculation School, and many places. And she has given senior level corporate training program in Tamil Nadu Electricity Board Mettur, Namakkal Transport Careers, Idayam Group Virudhunagar, Shakti Masala Erode. And she has presented positive parenting workshops in Hero Kids, Gobichetipalayam, Coimbatore Public School, Rajendra Matriculation School, Erode, Blossoms Public School, Tanjavur. And also, she has given many other training workshops for leadership training for Lions, Rotarians, and Ethiraj College for Rotarian Club, and 100 plus government schools of Erode, Nilagiri, Tirupur districts. Her social responsibilities are Junior Chamber International, Rotary Club member, and Lions Club member. Her professional details are skill sets are time management, efficient performer, analytical and methodological, and she's a great planner for any professional work. Her professional recognitions are she is credited for conducting the trainer program in Stella Maris College, Chennai, and she holds credential for planning and executive training of 300 plus employees in MS Vivek Company, Chennai. She commented for conducting regular in-house training programs and demonstrated expertise in training police department Erode on gender sensitization. She got an awards of Best NSS Program Officer,
Ma'am,
Bharatiya
I think
University.
that will do. The session for today should speak, not my profile. So much you don't have to read, ma'am, please. I'm very
Yes, ma'am,
happy with
sure.
the introduction.
Um,
That's such a huge profile
it
you're
is my
reading.
happy and
Thank
honor
you.
of welcoming our chief guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Shyamala ma'am. Thank you so much. See, I just sent the profile so that the institution gets to know me. You could have always condensed it. because participants, after listening to a whole day session, again sitting listening to somebody such a huge profile, it's very difficult for people. So thank you so much for taking the pain and introducing the entire profile. So good morning, all of y'all. All professors, learned people, I expect a reply.
Good morning, madam.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Very good
Good morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. If it is okay with y'all, can I see y'all? Can you switch on your videos if it is okay with y'all?
Yes, of
Because, yeah,
course,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much. Because I don't like talking to myself. I would like to see few faces. Others, if it is okay with y'all, I'll be happy to see all of y'all. Right. So session on stress management. They said life and probably if you go to the Google, all of us have issues with this PowerPoint and this technology. One sec. Yeah. That's the Google's definition of stress. But I'm not here to go ahead with the definition because that is what Google tells you. But I'm here to tell you what will happen when you get stressed. What happens to the body when you really get stressed, right? Every time the hypothalamus perceives a stress, just look at when it perceives a stress, when might be a real emergency, there may not be a real emergency also. It depends on what we perceive. For example, you are asked to give a speech in front of 1,000, 2,000 people. Again, your hypothalamus perceives an emergency. Yet another example, your son has gone out. Usually he returns by 8 o'clock in the evening, but it is 9 o'clock and your son has still not returned. So now you're really tensed, not knowing what to do. Probably he's having some fun time out with his friends, but here there's no emergency, but your mind perceives an emergency. So every time there might be an emergency, there will not be an emergency, but every time your mind perceives an emergency, the whole setup starts working. The moment perceives an emergency, it informs your pituitary gland. That's the master gland. The master gland immediately informs all 50 trillion cells in your body, or it informs your adrenal. Adrenal, see, the body is the most beautiful mechanism. The adrenal starts secreting a lot of blood to the hands and to the legs. From where does this adrenal get the blood? It takes the blood from your viscera area or the growth area. That's from the intestine, from the heart, from everywhere the blood is taken and immediately sent to the legs and to the hands, because our basic survival mechanism is flight or fight. And the blood is taken from the front portion of the brain and sent to the back portion, the reflex area, so that immediately you are able to react. It's all flight or fight reaction. Every time this happens, the problem is your immunity gets hit. When there is a real stress, yes, this needs to happen, because if a lion is chasing you, you either have to stand there to fight with the lion or run away. Then it makes sense when a lot of blood goes to your hands or to the legs. But every time you perceive an emergency, this happens, and every time this happens, blood is taken from your most important parts of your body, the growth part, and it is sent to your hands and your legs. And what happens is your immunity is get hit. That is the main reason why we need to manage stress, because every time we perceive stress, we go through this, and every time we go through this, we have a problem with our immunity. So, I don't know. I'm not able to. Yeah. So, stress is when your resources are less than the pressure that you face. Every time, not all of us go through the same amount of stress. All of us given the similar situation, may not react the same way. You're caught up in a traffic jam. 9 o'clock is your work. You're there in the traffic jam. 10 of us are in the traffic jam. Not all 10 will react the same way. Not all 10 will elicit the same stress response. Some might just lay back, relax. Some might be really stressed. Some might not even bother. So what happens is when my resources are higher and when there's more pressure also, I get less stressed. But if my resources are less, then I get stressed for every small things. And which is the one best resource all of us have? What is one best resource all of us have? This session is on life skills, art of living. So I want all of you to interact with me. Again, I don't like talking to myself. What is one best resource that all of us have? Okay. One sec, sir. All right. The problem is when the slide is on the slide share, I'm not able to see all of you all. Yeah, I think I asked you all a question. What is one best resource that all of us have? Sir, when I put the slide on the slide share, I'm not able to see you. I'm only able to see my slide on the screen. I want to see all of you. Thank you, sir. So what is one best resource that all of us have? If at all I can increase my resource state, I get less stressed. If I have to increase my resourceful state, I have a lot of resource. I have a lot of resource which I can work on. What is the one best thing that you think that we should work on so that we get less stressed or be able to handle the pressure outside? I'm waiting for the answer. Like students, people have logged in and they walked off somewhere, I think. I see 56 participants.
Ma'am, actually, I am not getting your question rightly. In which sense you are asking?
Okay. Okay, sir. I'm telling you, when we are stressed, when the resources, whatever I have, when whatever resources that I have, and the pressure is more, I get. So if I have to get less stress, I have to work on the resources. We have a lot of resources with us. My question is, what is one best resource that you have that you can work on immediately?
Madam, we can concentrate on our breath. We can count our breath.
Okay. Okay.
Madam, deep breathing. Belly breathing. Belly breathing.
So this is what I do with myself, right? What I have to do with myself when I get stressed, right?
Another is programs muscle relaxation, JPMR.
Okay, okay, sir. So all things that you're telling me is what has to be done to the self if I have to manage stress, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now I tell you something. Why not put myself in a more resourceful state so that I get rested? All of us are talking about stress management. All of us are telling each other what to do when I get stressed. When I get stressed, maybe I need to concentrate on my breath. When I get stressed, maybe I have to do some exercising, some muscle relaxing. This is when I get stressed, what strategy should I take? But now I'm going to tell you all, what can you do to put yourself in a position so that you get lesser stress. I cannot say you will not get stressed at all, but you'll get lesser stressed. Because one big, listening to music, this is all stress management strategies. But I'm going to tell you a few techniques where you increase the resource so well that the chances of you getting stressed minimizes. And one big resource that we have is the self. I am the biggest self. If I can work with myself, if I can accept myself, see, all of you are being professors, you know, psychology has three concepts of self: the real self, the ideal self, and what others see myself as. Am I getting it clear? The ideal self is where I want to go, where I want to see myself. What others see me is how other people see me. The real self is what I am actually. For example, my ideal self is I want to be a very strong woman, a woman who's really really strong and bold. How others see me also is they see me as a very strong woman, but the real self is not that. The real self has a lot of insecurity. The real self has a lot of fear. So we have three as per psychology. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So we have three concepts of self. Where do I want to go? That is my ideal self. I really want to be a very strong woman. That is where I want to go. But the real self is not that strong. The real self is still very scared. The real self is still very upset. It has a lot of insecurities. How the world sees me also, I project myself as a very strong woman. That is how the world sees me. But then I have my own insecurities. I have my own fears. The problem, arises when I'm not able to accept my real self. When there is a conflict between my real self and my ideal self, and when I don't accept my real self, I have a problem inside me. When I have a problem within me and the conflict within me, instead of going in for stress management technology, why not resort to prevention of stress? Why not work with self? Why not accept the Carl Jung, the very famous psychologist, has given us a very beautiful concept of shadow workshop. He says shadow is the unaccepted part of us. Whenever I have not accepted a portion of me, that unaccepted part becomes my shadow, and there a lot of conflict arises. Imagine there is a child at home and you've not taken care of the child. You've rejected the child. You've ignored the child. What does the child do? What does the child do? You've ignored the child, rejected the child, you're not happy with the child. What does the child do?
Sir,
He will start ignoring us.
attention towards himself or herself.
It start attracting attention towards himself, it will start throwing tantrums, it will start crying. The same thing happens when a portion of yours is not accepted by you. That is a big work to be done. We call it shadow workshop. And I'm not able to see a very famous singer. He died long back. Who see? A very famous singer, a dancer, Hatra of Mai. He died long back. Any idea who he is or who he was? Any guesses?
Michael Jackson.
With me, you have to answer. Yes, Michael Jackson. What was wrong with Michael Jackson? What was wrong with Michael Jackson? Maybe you people were used to technical sessions where the trainer used to speak and used to simply listen and go. This is a session on life skill. It is about you and me. So only with interaction it can take off. So what was Michael Jackson's problem? What was the issue? We are still finding it difficult to understand what our issue is. How will we know what was Michael Jackson's issue? Yeah, drugs, okay. Thank you, doctor. What else? What else do you think is Michael Jackson's issue?
Skin problem.
Yeah, he had an issue with the skin, his color. What else? What else is problem? What else is problem?
Ma'am, he has got his plastic surgery so many times,
Plastic surgery is done many
and
times.
due to that, his skin becomes not such in such a condition that he can show that it openly in public place.
But doctor, why did you think that he went in for plastic surgery so many times? What made him do that?
Maybe he doesn't like his own looks.
That was his main issue. He was not accepting himself. The world's biggest wall is hotter. He was not accepting himself. Michael Jackson very handsome. After all the plastic surgery, somebody has to make people cry with the performance. The performance has to be soul touching. So beautiful singer, such a beautiful dancer, a blessed singer and dancer he was. But his entire stress was he had not accepted himself. He did plastic surgeries, scandals. Even his death was a scandal. He took too many sleeping tablets and died. The irony was that Michael Jackson didn't know that he was such a brilliant singer and a brilliant dancer because he had issues of self-acceptance. Take, for example, the most popular Indian actress, Sridevi. 21 plastic surgeries. 21 plastic surgeries. I think in Tamil, the movie was Moondrambare, in Hindi to Sarma. You see Sridevi in Sarma Moondrambare, you know that was Brahma's most beautiful creation. Such a beautiful female she was. But why she had to do 21 plastic surgeries, God alone knows. Self-acceptance issue, self-acceptance issue. So here, my dear gentlemen and ladies, I'm not talking about managing stress. I'm telling you what to do, put yourself in a position where you get less stressed. See, accept the real self. Accept who you are. The moment I make peace with myself, the moment I accept myself, the moment I'm with no conflict with myself, there is less stress to be handled. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Yeah, I want answers. I want answers. Because see, it's all about you all. It's all about you all. So the moment I deny a part of me, the moment I don't accept a part of me, I have issues taking place. Every small thing triggers me. All that I need to do is put myself in a resourceful state where I can accept myself. Psychology divides your state of mind into three: the parent, adult, child. We are not bothered about the other two. We are more bothered about the child ego state. Child ego state. How many of you all over here would love to ride a bicycle when it is raining heavily? How many of you all would love to ride a motorcycle or motorbike when it is raining heavily? Okay. Thank you, sir. How many of you all love to eat an ice cream when it is raining heavily? Thank you. I see somebody else raising the hands. How many of you love to eat an ice cream when it's raining? Yes, okay. Okay. How many of you all have butterflies in your stomach if you have to address 1,000 to 2,000 audience at a stretch? Yeah. If there's a podium, it's easier. If there's no podium, then it becomes all more difficult, right? What does the podium serve as? What's the podium serve as? What's the podium? No, the one in front of you on stage. What's the podium serve as?
It makes us hide them.
It makes you?
Hide from the audience.
Okay. It hides. It helps you hide the fear from your audience, you know. Basement weak, what else the police service? What else the police service?
Sometimes, ma'am, it also support us to stand.
Beautiful. It gives you a kind of support, a physical support and also a moral support. as though somebody close to you is there with you, right? Because as a child, whenever I was scared, I had the habit of hiding behind my mother. So similarly, even after I go up, whenever I'm scared, I need somebody to hide me or support me that way. The Zoom, 6 months old fetus, within 6 years, everything gets registered.
Ma'am, signal konjam break ஆகி வரும் ma'am.
Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah, technology, sometimes it's so, it really puts you off.
Much better, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir, thank you. Yeah, so right from that time the child is born, the mother's, no, we call it pre-birth life. No, psychiatrists, neuropsychologists call it pre-birth life, because right from the time the child is in its mother's womb, within 6 years, everything gets registered at the feeling level. You know, in Mahabharata, we have a story where Krishna would narrate Chakravyuha to his sister, Subhadra, who's pregnant, and Subhadra would have slept away. But then the fetus, the child in the mother's womb would have listened to the story, and Abhimanyu will know to enter the Chakravyuga because he's listened to it when he was in the mother's womb. And science has proved it now. The child does take the mother's emotions. The child does take the mother's feeling. We call it pre-birth life itself. The child is born with all the mother's emotions and feeling. Parents become the epigenetic engineers for the children. So all of us have gone through a series of emotion right from the time we were in our mother's womb. Within 6 years, everything gets registered here. Sometimes we experience a fear or an anxiety which you're not able to explain. Sometimes we feel like crying. Sometimes we get so irritated. We don't know why. These are just feelings that's already there in the subconscious. And every emotion is very, very primitive. See, there was a lady who was 25 years old who came to my therapist for a session. She kept on telling, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. And the therapist asked her, what was the reason for your fear? She couldn't jot down any reason for the fear. She didn't know the reason, but she knew she was very scared. So he started hypnotizing her, because sometimes whenever a very traumatic experience happens in your life, it so happens that because of the pain of the traumatic experience, we forget the experience, but we remember the emotion that we carry. We call it regression in psychology. So this lady, she's carrying the emotion, she's not able to relate any experience. So he hypnotizes her. Till age 1, he keeps asking any traumatic experience. At age 10, at age 10, what happened? At age 9, what happened? At age 1. Till 1, she's not able to relate to any traumatic experience. Then he talks to the child's mother, the lady's mother. And in a state of trance, when the lady's mother was hypnotized, in a state of trance, the mother reveals that she was raped when she was pregnant. The child or the fetus that was in the mother's womb registered fear when she was in the mother's womb, and she carries that emotion for next 25 years. So there is a child inside all of us. All of us cry, all of us laugh, all of us dance. Is there anybody who doesn't sing over here, at least in the bathroom? All of us do that. All of us have a child inside us. The moment we make peace with the child that is inside us, triggers outside can stress us less. Are you with me, all of y'all?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Others? Can I hear some more voice? Are you with me? Thank God I have one savior. Otherwise, I'd have gone for the day. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor, so much. Others, are you with me? Puriyudungala? Because this is a very important piece of message. I'm passing it down to you all as professors. You can take it to your students also. You might be sometimes wondering why your student behaves the way he's behaving. It's the child's insecurity. If we can know to address the child's insecurity, we can handle any child that's doing the tantrum in the college campus. Others, are you with me? I want an answer. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right. So today we are going to see how we can handle the child that is inside all of us, right? Now you tell me, whenever you experience fear. Now, doctor, I want to ask you something. Do men experience fear? Because we don't see men showing it out, but do men experience fear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but we don't show it, right? Okay, thank you, thank you. So whenever you experience fear, where is it manifested in the body? Where does it show in the body? How does it show in the body?
Face.
On the face, yes. Anywhere else? Where does it show in the body, the fear?
Sometimes maybe legs may tremble.
For some, legs will shiver. For some, they will have butterflies in the stomach. For some, they can hear the heartbeat in their ears, right? So whenever you experience fear, remember, it is the child inside you that is very scared. As an adult, as a grown-up person, as a mature person, as a doctorate, you will know you can handle the situation. But even without your permission, your body will show signs that you're experiencing fear. So whenever you have an emotion, whenever you experience fear, all that you need to do is to hold on to the part of the body which where you experience fear and talk to the part and tell the part, come on, I'm a grown up now, I'm an adult, I have all resources to handle the fear. The more you keep adding logic to your emotion, that is when you become emotionally intelligent. The more I become emotionally intelligent, I'm able to handle stress better. 5 steps to emotional mastery is, first, I should be aware, self-awareness. Yes, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm angry. I'm upset. Most of the time, we don't even know what we are going through. And more panadu. I'm feeling very restless. I don't know what I'm going through. We don't even know to give verbatim to what we are feeling. So, ask yourself what you are going through. Become aware of yourself, self-awareness. Next is acknowledge it, accept it. Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I'm scared. That's why I asked doctor, do men experience fear? And he said, yes, men experience fear. Most of the time I've seen men saying, no, I'm not scared. When you're actually experiencing fear, the more you resist, that will persist. The more you say, no, I'm not scared. No, I'm not upset. No, I'm not angry. It's there inside you. It's there in your body. It's there in your mind. It will only grow and see where the conflict is arising. So the moment you're aware of what you're feeling, accept it. Acknowledge it. Thank the emotion, because every emotion here is to teach you something. There's a very beautiful book on language of emotions. So every emotion here is to teach you something. Learn from that emotion. Learn to deal with the emotion. No emotion. Being emotional is not wrong. But provided you know to deal with your emotions. So I'm scared now. Fear is an emotion. When I have shivering in my leg, when I have churns in my stomach, when I have heartbeat increasing, when my face is sweating, my emotion is turning into feelings. Difference between emotion and feeling is, when I'm angry, when it is manifested in the body, it's a feelings. Now my emotion is turning into a feeling. So when it becomes a feeling, I need to handle it. To handle that, you need to become aware. You need to accept. You need to acknowledge. You need to learn to deal with it. But this doesn't become very easily, because every time I'm emotional, there's something that's happening in my body, that is, I get emotionally hijacked. I get emotionally hijacked. You know, India versus England match. Sourav Ganguly was the captain. India won the match. If any of you have witnessed the match, you can tell me what Ganguly did. India versus England. Sourav Ganguly was the captain. India won the match. And what did Ganguly do?
He took off his t-shirt, ma'am.
Why did he do that, Kameshwar sir? Any idea why Ganguly took off his t-shirt?
Sir, in the pavilion, when we won the match.
Yes, in the pavilion during the match, when the whole world was watching, he did that. But do you know why he did that?
Earlier, in India, the same happened to, England player took same thing.
Yes. So, this is case number 1. Thank you, Sandarsan sir. This is case number 1. Case number 2 is Holyfield was fighting against his opponent, and Holyfield, the moment Holyfield's opponent hit Holyfield's head, Holyfield bit off his opponent's ears. A world famous boxer knew, after biting off the opponent's ears, he knew it is against the rules of boxing. He was debarred from boxing. One parent went out for a party, so the daughter said, I'll go spend some time with my friend's house. She went to her friend's house. The friend's house was locked. So what she did was, she came back home. She was trying to give her parents a surprise. She hid inside the cupboard. When the father came back home, he knew somebody was there in the house. He took his gun and he was surfing from room to room. The moment the girl opened the cupboard and jumped off telling daddy, he shot. 12 days she was in the ICU and she passed away. Only when the bullet left the gun, he realized it was his daughter. So what happens in all this situation is, we call it emotional hijacking. We get hijacked, kadatta padrom. You know, because we have 2 brains. The good news is we have brains. And the very good news is we have 2 brains. One is the emotional brain, the other one is the thinking brain. Emotional brain is the amygdala, thinking brain is the neocortex. Vanda, science, if it is too complicated, we leave it. We have 2 brains. One is the emotional brain and one is the thinking brain. And every time, the first brain that was formed is the emotional brain. So every time there is an emergency, the message will first go to your emotional brain. And only after 2 seconds, it will go to the thinking brain. Saurav Ganguly, what happened? The message that yes, India won the match went to his emotional brain, and he instructed his brain, remove the t-shirt, because before that, like Mr. Anberson said, Flintoff had done that. In England, Flintoff did that. Saurav Ganguly, being a very emotional leader, his instruction was remove the t-shirt, and after 2 seconds, the message went to the thinking brain, and he felt so bad because the whole world was watching him. Shame I Saurav Ganguly. Holyfield, the previous match, Holyfield fought with his opponent. His opponent had hit Holyfield's head, and Holyfield has lost his match. Similarly, Holyfield's opponent is hitting Holyfield on his head. His emotional brain is working. The immediate instruction from his emotional brain is react, do something. Holyfield, you're going to lose the match. He bit off his opponent's ear. Only after biting it did he realize, a world famous boxer, he knew it was against the rules of boxing. There was a set of people who was caught up at the 7th floor at Calcutta. Suddenly fire broke out. So emergency, emotional brain, flight or fight, escape was the message. And as they were jumping off from the 7th floor, did they realize they were jumping off from the 7th floor? They fell down and they died. Alright. So every time there is an emergency, my dear friends, it is your emotional brain at work. Tamil solluvala moola kattattanama vela seirudhu. Working without brains. Only after 2 seconds, the message goes to the thinking brain. Go ask people who are in the prison. Go ask people who have committed suicide. Most of them wouldn't have planned that. It was just the spur of the moment decision. Things were there in the emotional mind. They just decided and they did that. So all that you need to do is, when you're emotional, bring some logic. I'm very scared now. I'm very upset now. I'm very angry now. It is the child inside you that's scared. It is a child inside you that is angry. So bring in your adult thinking, or bring in some logic. Wait for 2 minutes to the message to enter your thinking brain. Till then, don't react. Very simple. Walk off. Take a break. Stay quiet. Like somebody said in the morning, get back to your breath. Observe your breath. Do something. All that we need to do now is buy some time so that the message enters the thinking brain. I'm able to think now and then respond. There's always a difference between reacting and responding. When the message is in the emotional brain, I react. When the message goes to the thinking brain, I respond. Emotional brain, I throw tantrums. I do emotional dramas. When the message is in the thinking brain, I deal with my emotions. Alright. So remember, there is a child inside you, and the child needs to be accepted, the child needs to be taken care of, the child needs to be given importance. Only then the child will stop throwing tantrums. Only then the child will stop throwing tantrums. All of us have had our own share of childhood, and none of the parents to be blamed, because the parents did their best that they could do. But still, there is a child inside us which faces a lot of anxiety, which faces a lot of tension, which faces a lot of fear, and I'm not able to handle myself. All right. So for today, I'm going to help you all get in touch with the child, and I'm going to teach you all a very simple method of taking care of the child that is inside you. Would you like to do it? Yes or no? With your permission. If you're not interested, I will skip the part. Right. This is called reparenting in psychology. You are going to go back to your childhood and reparent yourself. Make peace with the child. Imagine there is a 3-year-old baby which you've lost, which is not to be found at all, which feels very lonely, which feels very scared, which is very, very upset. And the child is inside you. The moment you make peace with the child, the moment you make peace with yourself, there is less conflict inside. When there is less conflict inside, I'm able to handle the stress outside better, because I'm in a better resourceful position. So let's go to a place where we are in a better resourceful position. You can close your eyes. It's a small meditation. You can close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax your entire body. Let your legs, calf muscles, knees relax. Let your thighs, stomach, chest relax. Your back is totally relaxing. Your lower back, your middle back, your upper back is relaxing. Your neck is relaxing. Your hands and fingers and palm relaxing. Your neck is relaxing. Your face, your lips, your eyes, your nose, your ears, your entire body is relaxing. Stay in a relaxed mode. Go back to the day you were just born. You are just born. You are a baby. Look at that newly born baby, and that's you. That newly born baby with so much of confidence, with so much of faith, with so much of trust in the process called life. It's got such a beautiful, innocent smile. Look into the eyes of the newly born baby, and that is you. Remember that. Hold yourself in your hands. Look lovingly at the face of that baby. Hold that baby closer to your heart and tell the baby you are there with the child. You love that child. You are there with the child. You will be there throughout with the child. You are 1.5 years old now. You are walking. You fall down. You walk again. You fall again. You're trying too hard to walk. Look at that toddler, and that is you who's trying to walk to move ahead in life. Look at the toddler and tell the toddler, come on, you can do it. It's okay. It's okay to fall. But every time you fall, I see you beautifully raising up. And I love you for that. You're not alone. I am there with you. You are 3 now. Your parents are putting you into school, new surrounding, new people. You're so scared. You're literally feeling very lonely. You're throwing all tantrums that you can to get back home, but mommy has left you. You're very lonely, very scared, all tears, new place. Look at the 3-year-old kid and tell the 3-year-old kid, don't worry, I'm there with you. I can take care of you. I love you. You are in the 10th standard now, adolescence, lot of dramas, a lot of issues, lot of ups and downs, very confusing stage. Huh? You don't know what you're doing is right or wrong. People tell it is wrong, but you think it is right. There's so much of conflict, there's so much of issue. So look at that confused 10-year-old and tell that 10-year-old, come on, whatever decisions you've taken in your life, at till this point of time is with the awareness that you've had, is with your knowledge that you have now. So whatever decisions you made, right or wrong, it's okay. It's okay. I love you and I'm there with you throughout this journey. 12th now, all the more confusing. Studies is so getting so difficult. Which college, what seat, you're growing, but people are not accepting you're growing. You throw a lot of tantrums, you create a lot of confusions at home for yourself. Look at that 12-year-old or 12th standard child and tell him or her, it's okay. It's okay to be the way you are. It's okay to do whatever you've done. It's okay to make the decisions, whether right or wrong. With the knowledge that you had right now, you made the decision. So it's okay. Tell that 12th standard student, entering college, colorful life, so much of fun. Maybe you fall in or fall out of love. You have that experience also. Sometimes you're out of love, you feel dejected, you feel depressed, you feel upset, you feel somebody has thrown you out. Now look at that person and tell that person it's okay. Life is full of experience. I still love you and I am there with you in this journey. You join your job, first salary, very happy, take it home, giving it to your parents. Again, you have your own ups and downs. You made a lot of decisions which might be right, which might be wrong. So look at the newly job goer and tell the person, whatever decisions you made, remember you've taken it at that point of time with the knowledge that you've had at that point of time. So no decision is wrong. It's okay to have made the decision I love you. I am there with you. A very most important part in your life, you're married, newly married. Very confusing. For women, it's all the more confusing. New place, new people, we don't even know what's happening, new culture, new custom. Oh my God, so confused. And again, there's a lot of ups and downs in your life. Look at that newly wedded man or a woman and tell her, hey, come on, it's okay. Whatever best you could do, you've done. With the available knowledge, you did your best. I love you for that. You are a fighter. See how much you've traveled across in your life. I love you for every step that you've taken in your life. And don't worry, I am there with you. Every time a child is born, a parent is also born. You are a new parent now. So much of confusion, excitement, happiness, yet you're very scared. You just keep wondering whether you'll be the best parent for your child. Take it from me, you are the best parent for your child. That is why you're blessed with a child. Nobody can do justice to the child more than you could do. The child has chosen you to be its parents. So look at the newly confused, excited parent and tell the parent, it's okay. You are the best parent for this child in this world, and I love you for that. Look back at your entire travel, right from the time you were born till today. At every stage of life, you've done your best. Whatever you thought was the best, you did. Every decision you've made it with the knowledge that was available at that point of time. So everything is okay. Just look back at your whole self, integrate your whole self, and tell yourself, yes, I love you. I am there with you. And you can open your eyes at your own pace. So how was the feeling? How was it?
Ma'am, in an office, you can't get relaxed.
But still, I saw you doing a meditation. You're newly married. And for a girl, it's all the more difficult. And then I saw a big smile on your face. But I know in your office, you cannot be 100% relaxed. But were you able to go through it?
Right.
Yeah. Others, were you able to go through it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. See, the moment I make peace with the child that I have inside, two things happen. One, I'm able to be at peace with myself. Second thing, I'm able to make peace with the children at home. Because when I understand my child, the child inside me, I'm able to understand my children also better. All right. So the first step towards stress management, my dear friends, I believe, is putting yourself in a better resourceful position so that you get less triggered. And the second most important thing is, many times we feel self-care is selfish, especially women out here. Do you agree with me? Taking time for ourselves, doing something that we want, especially women, after marriage, after having children, we have no me time exclusively for ourselves. At least men sneak. They go out, they have some fun with their friends, they take their me time. Any ladies out here attending the session, do you agree with me when I tell you me time is very, very, very rare for a woman? We don't take a time out for ourselves. Yes or no? Yes, because we feel self-care is selfish, see, rare. Yeah, it is not impossible. If we want, we can take time for ourselves. It is impossible. That's not impossible. If you want, we can take time out. So I would request you all today when you go back home to make a wish list of whatever you wanted to do. Small things, small things. I would love to read a book. I would love to get wet in the rain. I would like to have an ice cream. I'd love to go for a long ride. Small wish list you put, and please tick it off. Create a time for yourself, me time, which is very, very important. Because the moment I'm relaxed, the moment I'm less frustrated, I get less stress. The problem is many times we are stressed out because we are burnt out. We have no time for ourselves. We don't do things that we like to do. We do things that we have to do. There's a difference between doing things that we like to do and should. Difference between things that we should do. As a mother, as a professor, as a wife, there are so many things that I should do. Right? Accepted. But where are the things that I really love to do? I love to listen to music. Maybe I love to read books. I love to take a nice nap. I love to go out for a long drive with my friends. I love to chat with my friends. Please take time out for yourselves, because when there is no me time, obviously we get stressed. And then we go to the doctor because we have a BP is going up. Let's not go to that extreme. And I see men who are terrible workaholics, because I live with one. My husband is a professor in an engineering college and a builder, engineer. Oh my God. From morning 8 to 11, you will see him working. Terrible workaholic. See again, for all these terrible workaholics, including my husband, I'm telling you, take time outs. Take time outs. Have some fun with your family. Go for a picnic. Go for a tour. At least go to some temples and come. 3 years back, he ended up with a heart attack. He was hospitalized. And all the doctor told him was, slow down. Slow down. You don't have to make all the money in this world, yeah. Come on. The time that we are here in this world, let's enjoy it. Whatever we want, let's enjoy. So slow down. Have a schedule. Have a plan. At least once in a year, to spend some time, go out with your friends, go out with your family. Once in a week, go out for a movie. Every dinner, spend with your family. See that you have family time. You have me time, you have family time, take time out. Since my husband is a workaholic and he doesn't like going out for picnics, I'm telling you, for all the ladies out here, we 8 of us, we are childhood friends, we are 8 of us, all ladies, every year we go. No husband, no children. That's the best fun time we have. Every year we go out. We went to Shiradi once, we went to Bangalore once. This year, this month end, I'm planning to go to Mangalore, to Shimoga, to Chikmagalur, and to the famous Murdeshwara temple at Mangalore. 13 ladies have all of us planned. No husband, no children. Very important. To all the ladies out here, take your time out to do something that you really prefer. Chill out. Otherwise, yes, you will get stressed and you will end up with BPs and heart attacks. Why go to that extent? And please take time to laugh. I don't think you need a trainer to tell you this. Please take time to laugh. Please take time to enjoy. What, according to you, is one biggest stress buster? Can any of you tell me? What, according to you, is one of your biggest stress busters? Laughter, okay. Anybody else?
Boozing.
Okay. So, doctor, I will change the question. Who, according to you, can become your biggest stress buster?
Boozing, ma'am.
Music, okay. Anybody else? I'm waiting to answer.
Ma'am, children.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Kameshwar. Play with your children, nothing like that. Not, my son is in the 12th standard, but you should see how much I play with him. You know, we roll on the bed, we fight, we do everything. And when I get down on the bed with my son, I'm no longer a trainer, I'm no longer a psychologist. I'm also in 12th standard or even younger than that. We have so much of galata on the bed, we fight with each other, pull each other's hair, bite each other, do whatever we want. And that is your biggest stress buster. Children also will feel so relaxed, and touch is so important for the children and for the child inside all of us. If you think children need touch, we do need touch. So children can become your biggest stress busters. Take time to laugh. Take time to laugh with your family and with the children. A family that laughs together will stay longer together. Next is your life positions. Most of the time, I am in a life position which says, I am okay, you are not okay. This is okay. See, Hitler was born with this life position. Hitler was an illegitimate child. The mother did not want Hitler, so she tried to abort the child, but yet it was born because you see it was Hitler. And so when Hitler was born, he had this feeling, I am okay, everybody else in this world is not okay. See, when you stay with this life position, again, people around you get stressed. Sometimes we have a life position which says, I am not okay, but you are okay. Most of the time I see this. When somebody makes a mistake, when somebody goofs up a presentation, or when somebody makes a mistake in life, we jump and tell them, hey, come on, it's okay. It happens. It's natural. It's human to make mistakes and all that stuff. But then, when we make a mistake, do you find it that easy to forgive yourself and tell yourself, hey, come on, it's okay, and move ahead in life? Do you find it that easy to tell ourselves it's okay, move ahead? Yes, friends? Which do you think it's easy? Nurturing others or nurturing the self?
Nurturing others is easy.
Coming from a woman, I know how true it is. We nurture our kids, we nurture our husband, we tell him it's okay, man, it's okay, come on. We tell our kids it's okay, come on. But when it comes to us, we find it so difficult to say it's okay, come on. No? So please remember, anybody has a question? Padmakar, you have a question or you just raised your hand to answer the question?
No, it's okay, madam. It's going to well.
Okay, thank you. So please remember, it's very important to tell yourself also it's okay. Because I remember I was doing a session with ATAL students, and when we were doing this reparenting meditation, I was telling them, no, it's okay. Every point of time we made some mistakes, we made wrong decisions, it's okay. Because that at that particular time, that was my knowledge level, and that was a decision I could make. I couldn't think beyond that, and that is why I made the decision. So when I was leading the meditation, there was a girl who was frantically shaking her head. The more I was telling her it is okay, it is okay, it is okay, she's literally crying and saying, no, it's not okay, no, it's not okay. The problem is we find it so difficult to tell ourselves, hey, come on, it's okay to make a mistake. We can still correct ourselves and move ahead in life. So please practice self-nurturing. Tell yourself, hey, come on, it's okay. I made a mistake, so what? Next time I will not make it. It's okay. Nobody is born with a guide which gives you a perfect lifestyle. All of us go through a lot of trial and error. So tell yourself, it's okay. So the more you keep telling yourself it's okay, the less stress you get. And then the worst life position. I am not okay, you are not okay. These people end up with suicide. They have suicidal tendency and they end up with suicide. They end up having suicide. The best life position to be is, I am okay and you are okay. I am okay with myself as I am. See, when I say I'm okay, I don't mean I'm correct, but I'm okay. I have my plus, I have my negatives, I have my positives, but I'm okay the way I am. The moment I start accepting myself the way I am, your journey becomes very beautiful. And my dear friends, you get less stressful. That's more important. Yeah, once. Yeah, this is very, very important. Very important, Kari, for ladies. I'm telling you, we never put boundaries. We give and give and give and give, and then one fine day there's so much of burnout. We say, "Oh my God, should I be the only person who does so much?" Please learn to put boundaries. See, I learned it a very hard way. For us, saying no is so difficult. Putting boundaries is so difficult. Getting a no, receiving a no is also very difficult. So please learn that. Please learn to put boundaries and tell people, this is my boundary, and beyond that, I'm not letting anybody in. Every day, morning, half an hour is my me time. I would like to do some meditation. I would like to do some inner reflection. I would like to do some journaling. If that is your me time, please tell people at home not to disturb you. Take that time for yourself and keep it for yourself. Or every day, evening or half an hour, you want to go for a Zumba class or go for a walk, do some exercise. Then tell your people, see, this is my time, don't disturb. See, month end, 3 days I'm off. My husband and my son has to manage their own thing, cooking, eating, whatever it is, they have to manage. It is my time. I'm not willing to spare that. Because 1.5 years I was stuck at home, Corona. You ask me to get stuck for some more time, then they will have a tough time. Actually, I'm going out for a tour to save them only. I shouldn't get mad and trouble them. So I'm going out to relax myself, and I will come back home as a better person, refreshed, they get a better mother and a better wife. So put boundaries, be assertive enough to say no. Wherever you have to say no. Many times we accept things beyond our capacity. We know it is difficult for us to do that. In spite of that, we accept things beyond our capacity and then we get stressed. I am from Kunnur. There's a very famous Marwadi shop there. I love the quotation there. He puts it this way. You ask credit, I know give. You ask for credit, I know give. Then you go mad. Because I'm not giving you credit, you go mad. Okay. Now I give credit, you no pay. I give you credit, you don't pay. Now I go mad because you're not paying. So the last line is, it is better you go mad. So when somebody asks us to do something, we find it so difficult to say no, we accept it, and then we get stressed. It is good for us to be assertive enough to tell the person no, and if you tell them no, they get stressed, it's their problem. It's better they go mad. Self-care is not selfish. Learn to say no. See, we have problem with learning to tell no, and we have a problem with accepting a no also. Because we cannot accept a no, we find it difficult to ask. Many people, I feel, they find it difficult to ask. This is a problem with many women out here. If ladies will accept. Avangale purunju say no. Husband should understand and do. They've been living with us for so many years. Why can't that man understand? Nobody will understand. Unless you ask them what you want in life. Because human psychology is so complicated. Ask them, no. It will be your birthday. Your man would have forgotten it. See, men's brain is wired differently. A woman's brain is wired differently. Okay. So it's your birthday today. And you're waiting for your man to wish you. And he would have happily forgotten. And you wait till 7 o'clock in the evening. And at 7, you bring the roof down so much that he will never forget it for life. But what I'm asking you is, why don't you remind him in the morning only? Or why don't you remind him the previous day and tell him, yeah, come on, tomorrow is your birthday, do something. Because they don't do it purposefully. That is the way the brains are wired. All they look at all big things in life. We women, we look at all small intricate things in life. That is why we become mothers. That is why God has blessed us with that. So instead of waiting, why don't we ask? Many people, especially women, they have the problem with asking. Because whenever you ask something and when people say no, you think people are rejecting you. No, people are rejecting your request. Keep that in mind. I had a friend of mine. We had just gone out for a temple, and when we came out, I saw a person selling this gypsy selling these beads. I love beads. So I told my friend's husband, he's a doctor. I told him, no, get one, no, a blue color one for me. He went and bargained and he got a blue bead for me. What happened? She said, when you got a set of beads for her, why didn't you know to get for me also? She asked, I got it for her. Why didn't you ask? You should have known it. And then the car was crossing, it was in Chennai. The car was crossing Bata. He just looked at us, do you want a pair of slippers? She said, no. And then we crossed Sharavana. So he slowly asked her, do you want to eat dosas? And by now she's irritated. She said, you're pulling my legs. And then there was an ice cream parlor we were crossing. So both of us looked at her and asked, do you want to have ice creams? And she was very quiet because she thought we were pulling her legs. The problem is the moment we decide to ask, we'll make life very simple. Just ask people and people, oh. Okay. Just ask people what you want and life becomes all the more easier, right? The more you ask, the more stressed you become, less stressed you become in life. And the last part, which I am very fond of, is be. See, I ask this question, whenever are you mindful? There's a difference between having a mind that is so full or becoming mindful. Because remember, my dear friends, the moment my mind is full, I'm not in the present. The moment my mind is full, I'm not a good listener. Because I remember I was taking my mother because she wanted my auntie to listen to this session. So I went and spoke to her. I told her, see, this is what I'm going to speak. This is what I'm going to speak. After half an hour, I realized she was somewhere else. Her mind was not there with me. You know, most of the time, even parenting, we do this. We don't listen to people 100% because our mind is always full. The more we learn to live in the present, the more we learn to be mindful of our thoughts. Because remember, every day you have 60,000 thoughts running, and out of that, 40,000 is negative thoughts. We don't have to look for triggers outside. The trigger is inside you only. Because I told you, I think if you remember, I started the session this way. When the hypothalamus perceives an emergency, it may be a real emergency or it may be a one that you have assumed it to be an emergency. So whenever I end up with a negative thought, and one best part of this negative thought is we get so used to thinking negatively, we are so engrossed, we like it so much that we forget we are building a web around us, we are entering into a complicated situation all by ourselves without anybody else to play any role in it. I like that negative thought. I go one by one, one by one, one by one. What if this happens? What if that happens? And when I'm so full of negative thought, even a small snap from outside is enough to stress me. So be mindful of your thought. Be mindful. Live in the present. Osho very beautifully writes. Live in the present. Live in the present. You know, when you read Osho, he says, Buddha washed his legs, Buddha washed his legs, Buddha washed his legs. Osho's as it is complicated to read. So when you read it again and again, Buddha washed his legs 3 times. If you ask him why he's written that, because Osho says, when Buddha washes his legs, Buddha only washes his legs. I hope you understand. When Buddha washes his legs, his mind is fully there. He only washes his legs. That's a mindful act. What is meditation after all? Meditation is nothing but being mindful of what you do. But most of the time, our mind is so full that we are not even aware of what we are doing. We get into a pattern, a stress pattern. So the moment I decide to become mindful of what I do, to become aware of what I do, to become aware of my thoughts, I get less stressed. Are you with me? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So just learn to live in the present. The present is inevitable. You know, there was a very beautiful story shared in Infinitism by Bhattacharya. He says there was a mother who told her son was playing there outside. The mother tells the son, enough, no, come back. Then the son says, Mommy, just one more chance. And then he was eating ice creams. The mother says, enough of ice creams, come back. He says, Mommy, just one more ice cream. Then this boy fails in an exam. The mother says, son, just try one more time. You'll do it. And now the son is gone. He's educated. He's left abroad. The mother sits with all the photographs. She's feeling very nostalgic. And she looks at all the photographs. And what she thinks or tells herself is, my God, what if life can give me one more chance? I will be the world's best mother. But my friend, life does not give us another chance. We just have one chance to live and make the best use of it. Live every moment. Live in the present. Let go of the past. Let go of the past. Forgive people for whatever they have done. Don't carry baggages. The more emotional baggage you carry, the more stressed you become. Especially, I'm telling this for women out here. Remember, you will ask your husband, 1947, I was standing on the footboard and you were standing there. You were wearing a blue color shirt. I was wearing a red color sari. What did you tell me? And that poor guy will be counting stars because he will not remember 1947. He will not remember that blue color shirt. He will not remember your red sari. For that matter, he will not even remember you because his mind is already full with so many other things. Because especially women, we don't let go of things. We hold on, we hold on, we hold on. The more you hold on, the more emotional baggage you're going to carry, the more painful your journey is going to be. So let go, let go, let go. There was a very beautiful process called catharsis, where after the African-American war An elderly African lady was made to stand. Catharsis means venting out negative energy in a positive way. When I'm really angry with my husband, I cannot do anything else than I sit and wash all the clothes. The more I hit the clothes, imagine I'm hitting my husband, catharsis. A negative, positive way of venting out negative energy. See, I don't fight with my husband. I'm not hitting my husband, I'm washing the clothes. I'm venting out the negative energy that's stored in the body. So catharsis is a positive way of venting out negative energy. So this African lady was made to stand, and opposite to her was an American soldier. And they told this African lady, see, this American soldier is responsible for killing your husband, your children, everybody. You are an orphan because of him. So what is it you want to tell him? What punishment do you want to give him? Whatever punishment you want to give him, we are ready to give it to him. This lady looks up at that end of American soldier, and all that she has to tell him is, son. See, that's the first word she says, son. I am an orphan now. Can I adapt you as my son? These were the words that she told to a person whom she thought was responsible for her being an orphan now. If somebody can forgive a person so much, why not we let go? Forgive people, live in the present, and go ahead with the journey very happily. Because remember, happiness is not a destination. Happiness is part of the journey. The moment I choose to keep myself happy, it is a very, very conscious choice. The moment I choose to keep myself happy, I am less stressed and my journey becomes very, very peaceful. Thank you for this opportunity. 10 minutes time for question and answers. Any questions you have, then ask. Yeah. I missed out the message from the chat box. One second. Any questions you have, you can ask now.
Ma'am, my question is in
Or you can put
chat box.
Yeah. We used to listen to being less emotional is much better for a person, especially for a man. To ways to fight, is it true? Yeah. Actually, it's called injunction psychology. All us as human beings, they are brought up, we keep telling, man should not cry. Man should not become fearful. A woman should not get angry. No. There is nothing wrong in being emotional. It is able to handle a situation. See, every time emotions teach us something, but if I will it, then if I'm going to handle my emotions properly, there's nothing wrong in being emotional. Only that part makes us more humane. If I'm not emotional, then I'm not a human being at all. It is okay for a man to cry. It is okay for a man to get angry. It is okay for a man to feel scared. But then how you deal with it is very important. I get angry and throw something at my child, then there is a problem. If I get angry, I can take my time, take a break, then get back to my child and tell him, see, this is not the way you behave. Papa doesn't like you behaving this way. That's the best way. So there's nothing like man should not become emotional, women should not become. See, this is the permission that they've given. Women can become emotional, men should not. That is why statistics says men end up with more heart attacks. Have you seen any woman dying in a heart attack? Any questions? No questions?
Ma'am, this is Padmakar. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Many
Yes, sir,
people
I'm
do
listening.
the,
Sir, I'm
yeah.
listening.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Many people do the meditations, but some people, even I, don't know the right process of meditations. It should be a energy gain. but sometimes it makes happen that it's energy loss. So, what is the right process of meditations?
Okay. Actually, there's no right process to meditate. Meditation itself is becoming mindful, very simple. Mindful of your thought or mindful of your breath. As simple as sitting as say for 15 minutes, being mindful of your breath, it puts you in the right process.
Oh,
It makes you become more calmer. All right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
every time, there is nothing called right process. There is nothing called wrong process in meditation. That is what the Sadhguru says. He says,
Yeah.
sometimes I sit for meditation and goes off. I sleep off. That's because my mind was so full or the day was so tired that 10 minutes I slept off. Sadhguru says, if you sleep, it is good. If you don't sleep, it's very good. So remember, don't strain yourself
Okay.
looking for the right way to meditate. There's no observe it for 10 15 minutes. And at 10 15 minutes, you will have so many thoughts coming up. Let them come. Don't go behind the thoughts. Go on its own. And the 10 15 minutes, at least if one with your breath, I think that'd be great. So don't stress yourself
Okay.
on the right
Okay.
or wrong way of meditation. Just sit quietly. Thank you, sir. Any other question? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Organizers, if there are no questions, I think we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
wind up.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am. Ma'am, one more
So
question,
thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
One more question from
Okay.
Srinivasan,
Yeah.
sir. It is posted in the
Yeah.
chat box.
How to handle irregular people in the office? That's the question, right?
Yes, ma'am. How to handle?
How to handle irregular people in the office? Uh, rules have to be made more stricter. Discipline. Certain things we don't compromise, right? Irregularity in the office should not be compromised. Sometimes talking works. Sometimes strict way of punishment only works. See, you need to know what will work with whom. For some people, mere talking will work. For some people, threatening will work. For some people, one or two memos will work. But then, as far as work is concerned, regularity of the work is concerned, no compromise. Yes. Shyamala?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I've answered.
Yes, ma'am. Any other queries or any discussions you want? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Singandar College of Engineering, and thank you all the learned professors for the wonderful listening. And thank you, Dr. Mandir Verma, and few others, Kameshwar Kumar, Anbarasan, few people who are making it very interactive because I'll be like fish out of water if I don't have people to interact with me. So at least 3 or 4 people were continuously interacting with me. I could go ahead with my session. Thank you so much, all of you. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.